can!
It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right, on the show today, there's lots happening over at the Border Gavaskar Trophy. One of the best spinners India's ever produced has called time on his career. Our Ashwin announced his retirement from international cricket, even as India faced flack for the draw at the Gabba. Aussies have taunted India's loud celebrations on avoiding that follow-on on day 4, and rain slashed out on the 5th day, forcing a draw. Takeaways from the third test, and the teams head to Melbourne for Boxing Day test. Gukesh is the toast of the nation. What has his return been like, and what is the new headache that the teenager is battling now with the World Championship tag to his name? And UFC poster boy, top fighter Conor McGregor, who's been in the news for all the wrong reasons currently, has created a huge flutter across the internet, says he will be heading to India for his next big fight. That's against Logan Paul. Details coming your way, but first a look at the headlines. Right, we'll start with the FIFA awards. Vinicius Jr. has been awarded FIFA Best Men's Player for the Year. This for his stellar season with Real Madrid. Spain's Aitana Bonmati was named Women's Player of the Year for a second time in a row. And Emiliano Martinez has been awarded the Best FIFA Men's Goalkeeper for the second time in 3 years. The Argentine World Cup winner had also claimed the honours in 2022. Marcus Rashford has opened up talks of a possible departure from his club when he spoke of his readiness for a new challenge. Rashford's remarks come amid speculations of his future at Manchester United. Rashford has been with United for 20 years now. Of course, his coach Ruben Amino has also responded, saying he will do his best to help Rashford. Chelsea winger Mykhailo Mudryk has been given provisional suspension after testing positive for a banned substance during a routine anti-doping test. Mudryk tested positive after returning to Ukraine from international duty. Says he has never knowingly used any banned substance. Over in cricket, Mitchell Santner has been named New Zealand's white ball captain. The left-arm spinner replaced Kane Williamson, who resigned after the T20 World Cup. Santner's first major assignment will be the Champions Trophy, scheduled to take place next year. Santner has previously captained in 24 T20 internationals. What's with India's series against Australia and heartbreaking retirements? The last time a legend marked his farewell during a series down under was MS Dhoni, when he upped and left right in the middle of the series. And something just as dramatic occurred at the end of day today as well, when our Ashwin walked into the press conference alongside Rohit Sharma, his skipper, and announced that he had called time on his career. His announcement, though, had little to no drama. It was simple, straightforward, and to the point. Well, there was also some humor there. He brought out a few smiles on the faces of the press gathered, and of course his captain Rohit Sharma, who's shared most of his journey alongside Ashwin. You could sense the emotional turmoil that Ashwin was going through, but he did well to choke back his emotions, said he would not field any questions and that he was not in the right frame of mind to do that too. He would be flying back home tomorrow, and India will be without the services of one of its most experienced players on and off the field. Quite the blow, and of course marks the end of a very remarkable journey. These numbers that you're going to see right now do not do justice to the colossal talent that Ashwin has been. This is, of course, across all formats, nearly 800 wickets across it all. He's played amounting to nearly 300 matches for India. Of course, I've included the runs that he scored too. He did develop into an all-rounder with the growing complexity that cricket was turning into. Of course, the moment of his goodbye was not lost on someone who's played alongside him throughout his career, Virat Kohli. The two shared an intimate moment in the dressing room that was caught on cameras. And Virat Kohli, right after that, expressed how emotional this farewell was. That's what farewells do, because Ashwin, by announcing his retirement, is not just bidding goodbye to his own career, but also the memories and the time that he stitched together with other stalwarts, like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, who's still there in that dressing room. It's a goodbye to that chapter which forms a glorious golden period for Indian cricket. These OGs that Ashwin called themselves in that press conference won World Cups together, reached World Test Championship finals together, rose to the top of the world together. It calls an end to that chapter and, of course, makes each one of them think of their own impending closure to their international careers. That's what goodbyes do, and that's what his announcement brought, an outpouring of reactions, not just from Virat Kohli, but also from everyone in the cricket fraternity. Well, of course, I did get an inkling of this at that mock auction that I attended in Chennai, in his hometown, an auction that R. Ashwin himself had conducted for his channel and had invited me to be a part of. There were already talks of the Chennai franchise at the Indian Premier League going for Ashwin at the auction, of life coming a full circle for him. The boy who in fact started his career with the Yellow Brigade, that catapulted him onto the national side, will come back and end his career in some sense with them, with the team that he of course holds very dear. It has been an emotional ride covering Ashwin's journey, because with Ashwin it was not just about the numbers or the statistics. It was his many innovations. It was his constant experiments, the different variations he regularly worked on, his tireless energy and of course his work ethics. Thinking of how he can impact the game and how he can bring in that X factor to his skills. He was a thinking cricketer both on and off the field. What he brought to any team that he was part of was, of course, invaluable. And there were so many contributions that he's made that you can always go back and remember, with bat and ball. There were, of course, the controversies too, but he never really shied away from a good fight. He was all heart, and he made sure the world knew where he stood on every matter, any matter. The launch of his own channel, voicing his own thoughts about the game and more, were, of course, just a way of him stepping into the next phase of his career. Like he says, he'll always be associated with cricket, as he said goodbye there in that press conference. And I say he can't have enough of this sport, and nor can cricket have enough of R. Ashwin. Right, but we have to speak about the action on the field. The Boxing Day test between India and Australia is still a while away, but seems like rain has played the gift giver earlier than December 26th, handing out gift boxes to India in Brisbane. A roller coaster ride with one of their senior-most players saying bye-bye, announcing his retirement. But even though India managed to evade a loss, and although they managed to get a draw in there, especially when Australia were coming down hard on the visitors, the truth is India were on the mat in Brisbane. They were in trouble on many occasions, and it felt like all the pressure was falling on Jasprit Bumrah. He was almost single-handedly leading that charge with the ball at the start of the test, and he stood tall alongside fellow pacer Akash Deep to stop India from being forced to bat again. That was some gutsy display there. But what's making the headlines is that in that feisty stand with the bat was what transpired in the press conference the previous day. And of course, that response set off a flurry of reactions from none other than Google boss and his fan, ex-owner Elon Musk. And of course, this little exchange on the internet got everyone excited, with many reactions coming in. And Bumrah walked the talk the next day because his stand with Akashdeep indeed saved India the blushes, the possible embarrassment of a loss at Gaba. The dressing room reacted with fist pumps and high fives after Deep scored the runs that took the follow-on off their heads. And that, of course, became a massive talking point for a few reasons. The first was the batter and his bat. Well, it looked like Kohli had given Akashdeep one of his bats, and hence Kohli doubly pleased as he witnessed Akashdeep hit a few lusty blows using his own bat. Of course, that got some reactions from fans who caught on. Few tongue-in-cheek reactions there as well, but the biggest came from the Aussie camp, who noticed the celebrations over in the Indian dressing room when those runs were scored and had a comment to make.
There's a few of us who spoke surprised about their reaction. We have played well and driven the game to where we are. It looked like their top order did not want to bat if we enforced the follow-on. Pushing to enforce the follow-on was pretty challenging with Josh out.
Nathan Lyon practically taunting the India batters there, saying they just did not want to come out and face the Aussie bowlers once more, that they were scared of another defeat. Sure, there are some positives that India will head to Melbourne with, but there will be many questions that they will need answers to. Who in that batting lineup will stand up? Will the youngsters really step up? Yashasvi Jaiswal showed some promise at the start of this series in Perth, but Mitchell Starc seems to have had the last laugh. Will he fight the onslaught and stay his ground? The big question, of course, will be hovering over the big two, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. And all the more now because someone who started his journey pretty much alongside these two just announced his retirement. Now, while India will take forward some heart from a test that was a potboiler of emotions, the uncomfortable questions will have to be addressed. Australia, of course, will continue to blow hot and do all they can to get under India's skin. An exciting test for then awaits. A tweet from last night, UFC fighting superstar Conor McGregor went viral. It garnered more than 4 million impressions, comments and reactions from fans. Conor McGregor announced that his next big fight would happen in India. That's right, the controversial fighter who put UFC on the global map will be making his next pit stop in India. Who will he be fighting and what does this mean? Details in our next report.
Official weight 168 for Mr. McGregor.
Conor McGregor is a beast, the reason the UFC or Ultimate Fighting Championship shot into the limelight. He has a massive fan following the world over. Of late, though, he's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. And it's not this now. Conor has had a bit of a violent streak for a while now. But it was this tweet that really set everyone buzzing. Conor announcing his return to the ring by going over to India. He says the Ambani family is organizing the bout and he will fight YouTuber turned boxer Logan Paul, another controversial figure in the combat sports circle. The tweet went viral and some reactions were priceless. Conor says he's provisionally agreed to this with no more information. But this itself has created all the flutter, because Conor has not been in a fight since he broke his leg during a fight against Dustin Poirier in 2021. He was then scheduled to fight Michael Chandler in UFC 303 in June. But Conor withdrew because of an injury, and Conor fighting in India would be a huge boost to the sport and generate a massive amount of fanfare. This will be a massive fight for Logan Paul too. Having successfully transitioned to boxing and WWE, Logan Paul has fought Floyd Mayweather and defeated Dylan Dennis in 2023. So this fight will guaranteed generate huge interest across boxing, MMA and WWE fans. But here's the thing, the last time one of the Paul brothers took the ring, the affair that was billed as the fight of the century turned out to be a drab affair.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Logan Paul's brother Jake Paul took on Mike Tyson in a fight that was publicized as the bout to watch. It turned out to be a huge disaster. Netflix, the streaming platform, crashed, and the bout itself was anything but. So yes, there will be skeptics if and when this mega face-off is announced. Although for now, everyone seems to be rather excited at the prospect of UFC's poster boy at one time going over to India for a fight. That in itself ought to rake in all the eyeballs and attention even before the contest is officially announced. One thing is certain, this is one crazy way to end the year on. The prospect of a fight that will get the world to clue in.
World chess champion D. Gukesh continues to bask in the glory of that win. Millions of Indians are celebrating Gukesh's historic victory. From the moment the Grandmaster landed in India, Gukesh has got a hero's welcome. A welcome that was once only accorded to the Indian men's cricket team whenever they won an ICC trophy. But times have changed, India has changed, and Gukesh's homecoming is a testament to that. D. Gukesh scripted history in Singapore on the 12th of December. Gukesh beat his Chinese opponent Ding Lijian, and at the age of just 18 years old, he became the youngest world champion ever. And the teenager couldn't really hold back his emotions, from smiles to tears. He let his heart out. Meanwhile, it was all joy for people back home. Gukesh's family and millions of Indians were awaiting his return. And once the Grandmaster returned to India, he witnessed celebrations like never before. He started right from the airport. Gukesh landed at the Chennai airport in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. But what was once a short ride back home now had multiple roadblocks. Police officials had to safely escort Gukesh back home after being swarmed at the airport, and it didn't stop there. Neighbors, relatives, of course a few fans too, who were eager to get a glimpse of the youngest chess world champion, flocked to Gukesh's house. The street he once grew up in, now flooded with neighbors, politicians and media. From the silence of intense and draining chess games, Gukesh was now battling more than what he could have ever imagined. Everyone wanted to be a part of Gukesh's celebration, have a piece of him, even if it meant becoming an inconvenience. Gukesh knew this was no ordinary win. After all, he had been congratulated by India's biggest names, from the Indian Prime Minister to cricket legend Sachin Tendulkar. Everyone had chimed in with wishes. But the short messages on social media doesn't quite reflect the sentiment in Chennai. The city was excited, the air was filled with jubilance, and Gukesh was in for more than what he ever thought of. That was Gukesh's celebratory roadshow. From the silent halls of the World Championship to the noisy and chaotic streets of Chennai, Gukesh had come a long way, whether he had planned for it or not. He was, of course, seen quietly sticking his neck out of the sunroof of an SUV. You aren't used to all of this suddenly, holding his trophy up for the cameras. After the honking and the crawling roadshow across the city, Gukesh finally reached the venue where he was being felicitated yet again, this time presenting the FIDE World Championship trophy by Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and his son Udayanidhi Stalin. Joining them on stage, of course, was Indian Grandmaster and Gukesh's mentor Vishwanathan Anand, who has played a huge role in Gukesh's rise. The ministers were all smiles, but Gukesh and Anand were their usual calm and composed selves. And even while addressing the crowds there, the 18-year-old kept his demeanor in a commendable display of gratitude for someone who's just a teenager.
For me to be standing here and as the 18th and the youngest world chess champion in history it has been my dream, and I feel extreme gratitude to everyone.
Gukesh then went on to thank the Tamil Nadu government for making Chennai a chess powerhouse and supporting him throughout his journey. Born and raised in Chennai, the city means a lot to Gukesh. And the city did not hold back when it got the chance to celebrate the 18-year-old's mammoth achievement. But what was meant to be a commemoration of Gukesh's victory turned into a political background. Once again, sports has been checkmated by politics. Whether it happens to Russian or Belarusian athletes or to Indian players, sports stars become political ego matches, particularly after winning world titles. And Gukesh's case was no different. After he won in Singapore, an interstate clash erupted over the young Grandmaster. It all started on the 12th of December, the very same day that Gukesh scripted history. Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister congratulated the Grandmaster on social media platform X. Chief Minister Stalin also hailed Chennai's place as the chess capital of India. Within minutes, controversy erupted. Tamil Nadu's neighbor, Andhra Pradesh, chimed in. Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu congratulated Gukesh and called him a Telugu boy. For those who don't know, Telugu people hail from the state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Gukesh's family hails from Andhra Pradesh but have been based in Tamil Nadu for decades now. Gukesh himself was born and raised in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. He is no doubt a Chennai boy, and his family is no doubt from Andhra Pradesh. But to use Gukesh's historic win for scoring political brownies is a move even the best of grandmasters wouldn't have anticipated. It takes more than a decade of wins to become a chess grandmaster. You have to be among the elite of elites. The statistical odds of becoming a grandmaster are 1 in 5 million. The probability of becoming a grandmaster are less than 1%. And the stakes are much higher for becoming a world champion. That too, the youngest ever. You have to beat 180 grandmasters from over 100 nations to win the FIDE World Chess Championship. What Gukesh achieved at 18 was next to impossible, until of course he proved the statistics and the world wrong. And this is the reason why India is ecstatic. Gukesh's win is unbelievable if you go by numbers, except he's achieved it. But his win has been drawn down to politics. His achievement has become an ego battle. And it's not a clash between the several coaches or mentors that he's had over the years, but one between political parties' powerhouses. And the attempt to take away Gukesh's spotlight has not gone down too well with Indian fans. They were quick to dismiss the political battle on social media. Some accounts joked about the incident and even urged the two chief ministers to settle the debate over Gukesh by indulging in good old game of chess themselves. Indians are not buying the political sparring this time at least. Sure, Gukesh has roots in Andhra Pradesh and he's been born and raised in Tamil Nadu, but he won the chess championship representing India. Gukesh is a national sensation, and reducing his victory to state achievements not only takes away from all that hard work, but also makes him a political gimmick, which Gukesh is not. He is and will remain India's pride, an Indian grandmaster who just became a world champion. Bringing up his cultural, linguistic and regional identity is a poor attempt at taking credit for the 18-year-old's inspirational journey of becoming one of the greatest in chess. Time for last serve. Christmas came early to the German state of Bavaria when FC Bayern players rained in on the fan clubs to celebrate Christmas with them. Pictures are sensational. Take a look. Heartwarming pictures there. It's always nice when the stars come a little closer to the fans. But that wraps it up here on First Sports. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care.